Let's embark on a journey to understand our solar system. If we look closely, our solar system appears flat. All the planets are on the same plane. Why is that? This is because the solar system was formed out of a solar nebula. At first, only one protostar was formed, which later transformed into Sun. Later, remaining planets slowly formed from the scattered gas and dust. The Sun is a star because it is mostly composed of helium and hydrogen, which give it its luminous look. It is also much more massive than our planets. It is so massive that more than 1,300,000 Earths could fit inside it. It is the sole dominant energy source in our solar system. All the planets revolve around it. Does the Sun revolve around anything? Yes, it revolves around the center of our Milky Way galaxy, which is a supermassive black hole, Sagittarius. Nevertheless, let's start exploring planets. The closest planet to Sun is Mercury. It is named after a Roman messenger god. 58 million kilometers away, Mercury is a hot ball having surface temperature of 430 degrees Celsius during the daytime. At the same time, it can get as cold as minus 180 Celsius at night. Mercury is almost one-third the size of our Earth. One day of Mercury has 1,408 hours, which is equal to 58.6 Earth days. It takes only 88 Earth days for it to complete one revolution around Sun. 2 spacecrafts have visited Mercury so far, and another is on its way. We've never actually landed on Mercury during these visits. Guess its hot surface makes it quite hard. Let's head towards the second planet from Sun, Venus. It is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. 108 million kilometers away from Sun, Venus has an average surface temperature of about 464 degrees Celsius. It is also called as Earth's sister, since it has a size of about 95% of Earth. Despite its similar size, one day on Venus is equivalent to 117 days on Earth. Its atmosphere consists of 96.5% of carbon dioxide and 3.5% of nitrogen. We have had 4 missions to Venus so far, including 2 landings. Let's move on to third planet from the Sun. Earth. 149.6 million kilometers from Sun, Earth is our lifeblood, the only known planet with perfect condition for life. Abundance of oxygen and water makes it the most livable planet in the solar system. Water, one of the most essential needs of life, is almost 4.5 billion years old. It is even older than our Sun. Mesmerizing, right? Earth has 1 moon. This is a big plus compared to our neighbors, Mercury and Venus, both of whom have no moons at all. We have landed on moons several times in pursuit of water and life. However, we haven't been fortunate enough yet. You probably already know a lot about Earth. Let's head towards the fourth planet from Sun. Mars, 227.9 million kilometers away from Sun. Mars is relatively colder. Having almost half the size of Earth, its temperature ranges from minus 110 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. Named after the Roman god of war, Mars is the most sought-after planet in our solar system. We've had more expeditions to Mars than our very own moon. It is well known that we know more about Mars than we know about the deepest parts of our oceans. There are many reasons behind our interest in Mars exploration. The main reason is its similarity with our mother planet. It has 2 moons. 1 day on Mars is equivalent to 1 day and 37 minutes on Earth. Its temperature is a bit colder than Earth, but many life forms, as we know them, can easily adjust in this temperature. Additionally, it has oxygen in its atmosphere. Although it is only 0.146%, but it can be extracted. So far, we have had 50 spacecraft missions to Mars. Have we found life there yet? Unfortunately, no. Don't be so disappointed. We have not given up yet. We are still exploring Mars. Let's head onto the fifth planet from Sun, Jupiter. Also called as gas giant, Jupiter is 778.5 million kilometers away from the Sun. Jupiter is named the king of Roman gods. With storms as big as the Earth itself, Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. It is so massive that if all the other planets combined and formed one giant planet, Jupiter would still be twice as massive. It is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium, just like most of the stars. But it is not classified as a star because it is still hundreds of times smaller than the smallest stars. It has 92 known moons. Europa is the most important amongst its moons. The reason behind is abundance of water, since water is considered as a beacon for life. It is considered that we might find life on Europa. So far, 6 spacecrafts have visited Europa, bringing the total number of visits to Jupiter to 9. Scientific community is almost certain that we are going to make groundbreaking discoveries on the Jupiter's moon Europa. Now, let's head to 6th planet of our solar system, Saturn. Named after a Roman god, it is known for its distinct rings, which is why it is also called as ringed planet. 1.434 billion kilometers from Sun, Saturn has a surface temperature of minus 140 degrees Celsius. It is another massive planet. As much as 764 Earths could fit inside Saturn. Like other large planets, its atmosphere is mostly composed of hydrogen and helium. It is also the least dense planet in the solar system. It has 83 known moons. One day on Saturn equals 10.7 hours on Earth. So far, we have had 5 missions to Saturn to investigate its mysterious ringed structure. And of course, to capture the evidence of life. Yes, it isn't that easy to find life in the universe. Let's roll onto the 7th planet in our solar system, Uranus. It is the first planet that was discovered through a telescope. Named after the great-grandfather of Roman god Zeus, it is also called as ice giant. Like its neighbor Saturn, it also has ringed structure. It has a total of 11 rings. It is 4 times as massive as Earth. Similar to other giants, its atmosphere is composed of 83% hydrogen and 15% helium. One day on Uranus equals to 17 hours and 14 minutes on Earth. It has 27 moons in total. So far, we've only had 1 flyby mission to Uranus. However, there are other missions being planned for it. Let's head to the last planet in our solar system, Neptune. Named after the Roman god of sea, it is also called as the windy planet, is the farthest planet from the Sun. With a distance of 4.495 billion kilometers from Sun, it gets less heat and light from the Sun. Hence, its surface temperature is about minus 286 degrees. It is composed of 80% hydrogen and 19% of helium in its atmosphere. One day on Neptune is equivalent to 16 hours and 6 minutes on Earth. Like its neighbors, Uranus and Saturn, it also has 5 rings attached to it. It also has 13 moons. Being the farthest planet from the Sun, it takes about 168 years for it to complete one orbit around the Sun. Only 1 spacecraft has been to our distant neighbor. The same spacecraft that visited Uranus also visited Neptune. That is it. This was the last planet from our Sun. Do you wonder what good have these space missions brought us? What good has it brought us using billions and billions for these space missions? Watch our next video if you want to know the impact it has had on our life.